How you doing, besties? Welcome back to my emotional support besties. I'm here with my bestie, Tori.
And I'm here with mine, Ri.
Okay.
Roll that tongue. Hey.
Wow. That was impressive.
Thank you so much.
Do you know I don't know how to roll my tongue?
I sure do.
Nope. Never going to be able to. I'm sorry. But I can make my tongue into a 4-leaf clover.
That I can't do. What that tongue do?
Hey.
She clovering.
That sounds horrible. She clovering?
It does. It
I
sounds
don't-
like prairie dogging. It
I
does.
don't like that.
It does. It really does.
Oh my. Well, what a week we've had.
Seriously, this is week 1 post choking.
Week 1 post choking. Tori's still here, thank God.
It
wasn't a Final Destination situation where, you know, other bad things come out to get you. At
Correct.
least I don't think so, unless there's anything you've been keeping from me.
I sure have not. I feel like I've had a new lease on life this week.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
watching Severance.
I am watching Severance.
You're making the most out of your
I'm
time
making
here.
the most.
And
That was the first thing that happened to me post choking. I said, "You better wake the hell up, Tori Lynn. It's time to watch Severance."
I've been trying to get her to watch Severance for a long time, and she
she's
finally is, and I'm so glad.
Honestly, so good. Retexted me earlier, because I had Severance on, and she was like, "The way that I can hear the Severance theme song coming up the vet."
It was just faint.
I was like, "Sorry,
just the faintest.
just me. Can't stop watching."
I'm like, am I an innie or an outie?
Maybe. What if these are our innies?
Our innies record the podcast. What a fun life for the innies.
Wait, that would be such a fun life. Do you think they have a Lumen podcast?
There's people who work for Lumen that
Yep.
their innies, all they do is record a podcast.
Yes.
Well, oh my gosh. Okay, you haven't gone to the end yet. I don't want to spoil anything, but once you get to the end, there are people who have a really silly job that's like that are severed people. And
Oh my God, I can't wait.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah, what if maybe this is a really dark thought, and maybe it's just coming off of a, life or death situation, but doesn't sound bad to me.
I think you should keep watching the show.
Well, maybe not the other stuff, but I
before
like
you
the
make-
idea of like showing up, doing my job. Well, see you later.
Yeah.
I don't care about any of it.
Well,
when I go home.
Yep. But before you stand on that ground, I'm going to let you finish the season 2 and see if you have the same opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to live in Lumen's version of Severance.
Okay.
I just want like my own version of that.
Okay, like maybe you're taking like a medication.
Yeah, it's like Limitless and Severance mixed together.
Okay.
So then like when I'm at work, real life anxieties, they don't bother me. I leave work, that stays there.
You know what that sounds like?
What?
Being a man.
Yeah, it sounds
Compartmentalizing.
It sounds like compartmentalizing.
It sounds like what we were told when we were kids. Women's brains are like spaghetti. Men's are like waffles. Yeah. Like, oh, so they weren't taught empathy and care at a young age? Oh.
I feel like empathy, anxiety even, like those can be superpowers, but sometimes I want to shut them off and I want to become a waffle.
I am Waffle.
That's like the new caveman phrase.
I waffle. You waffle.
I waffle.
I wumbo. You wumbo. We, he, she wumbo.
I like the idea of him saying, I waffle, you sketty. Not even spaghetti.
I so sketty.
Yeah, you little sketty.
Wow. Well,
these two little sketties.
I'm so sketty.
Yeah. Yep. I so sketty. I'm a little sketty this week. My brain's all over the place. But that leads me into my first thing that is giving me emotional support this week. And that is
Tell me.
That is that I love spring break without kids, because most people with children have left the workplace for the week. I didn't have to take PTO, but I've had a fraction of the normal amount of meetings that I have.
Wow.
I feel like I've been able to like actually take a lunch for the first time in forever. I've been able to like switch my laundry in between things. I've been able to actually get things off my to-do list. It's amazing.
That's incredible.
It feels like a spring break for me.
I'm really happy.
Thank you so much. So that's something that I needed this week. I think a lot of us needed that. I think a lot of us are feeling that way at work this week. So at first I was going into the week upset that I didn't take time off because I felt like I was missing out on what everyone else was doing.
No, because
worked out in my favor.
You don't want to do stuff during spring break week because that's when everybody's doing it. Like, that's the worst time.
Oh,
like, one time I went to Disneyland during spring break.
Nope.
Everybody was at Disneyland. You'll want to
Sounds
go
awful.
On the off season.
1,000%. But also, I only want to go when it's a holiday.
Like the decorations?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we got to see those Christmas decorations. That
but
was
you have
fun.
to find like that sweet spot.
I think.
Where a bajillion people aren't there.
I feel as though when we went, that was a good time. When we went for like New Year's time frame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right after New Year's.
Yeah, that's a good time.
Because then you get a little bit of Christmas and a little bit of just normal park.
We didn't get normal park. We left the day normal park happened. But yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I've been there during the switchover and it's a wild experience. You
Switcheroo.
leave the park 10 p.m. Christmas is everywhere. You come back at 9 a.m. What? Who's Christmas? Never known her.
I remember watching that on the Disney Channel where they broke down how they did the
attraction.
Yeah. No, that's Discovery Channel or something. On Disney Channel, there was somebody who's like, "Look at us. This is how they put up the decorations over one night."
Honestly, I can't even imagine. I wonder if you can just be a seasonal Disney employee for that.
Yeah, I'm sure they're probably always looking for people. They're probably like Lumen of
you enter the park,
entertainment.
You remember nothing. It's like an NDA but permanent.
Ooh.
I mean,
you know what? I felt a lot of emotional support from and happiness was the sunshine.
Oh,
we had
tell me about
some
it.
sun today. We had some sun yesterday, and it
was needed.
Bring me. Wait. What's that?
Yeah,
is that
Evanescence.
What does she say then? Life?
Yeah,
like, right?
to life.
Yeah, that's what it did. It bring me to life. I don't know.
I loved it.
Okay.
I loved it. Honestly, it's a good karaoke song, but it's going to test your range. That's for sure. I went to take it an iced matcha. I get up to the window and the guy is so cheery. And I'm like, he's like, "Oh, you having a good day?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, it's a great day. The sun's out." You know, I just stepped away from the computer for a little bit, took a little walk, got some matcha. And then he's like, "Yeah, well, it's really disturbing when you think about why it's sunny in March."
Oh.
I just wanted to go, wah, wah.
Okay.
And I was like, "Yep,
Debbie.
definitely bittersweet, global warming." And he was like, "Exactly." And then he's like, "Anyways, enjoy the sunshine. Here's your matcha."
Woof.
I was like, ooh.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
But you know what he did? He yucked your yum.
He yucked
your yum. See, now if we were having a genuine conversation about global warming, climate change, that kind of stuff, we're fucking pissed.
Yeah.
But
I was in a good mood.
But your energy was up. Yeah. His energy was down, and he's trying to yank your energy down.
He was. But you know what? It was a little bit unsettling because he said it, but not in like an Eeyore tone, like a melancholy tone. He was like still smiling and happy, but it was like, makes you concerned.
Oh,
so it was a little.
I don't know how to read that.
Disarming because he said it, and then it took me a second to process, and I was like,
I don't know how to process that one.
Bittersweet, man. I almost died last week, so we're just gonna feel good
I'm
about
taking
the sun.
it one day at a time, sonny boy. Sorry about it.
And then he had a nice beard, so I pointed that out, and then I drove away.
Okay.
So I tried to leave him a little happier than how I entered that conversation, you know?
Well, did you know there's a global matcha shortage?
Oh.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I just yuck a yum? I brought that energy down.
I needed to know that because you know what I immediately thought? I'm really glad I really enjoyed that matcha.
Yeah, you never know the next time you'll get to.
Yeah, I could have never experienced that matcha because everything could have ended on Friday. So I better be grateful for that matcha. And guess what? I didn't choke on it.
For every day.
Yeah. I should be grateful for every day. Sorry, I cut you off about your sunshine. What did you do in the sun yesterday?
Oh, what did I do in the sun yesterday? I went and took photos with Keeks. Kiara,
And
friend
they
of the
look
pod.
gorgeous.
Thank you so much.
I love them.
I had to take some photos. I had to do lifestyle photos. I had to do active photos. I had to do these pictures. And while I was doing them, I was creating different characters. So one of my characters was wearing a trench coat. I named her Meredith. And
That feels right for someone in a trench coat for some reason.
she's an elitist.
Okay.
I'll be honest.
Okay.
Think Big Little Lies. Think any character Nicole Kidman has played in the last 10 years. That's what I was channeling. And she was serving.
Okay.
She was.
Okay.
But then I drove home in the sun, and I love to drive in the sun. I love to
Did you roll your windows down?
I didn't actually, now that I think about it, because what I was doing when I was driving in the sun was I was preparing for my acting class.
Yes.
I'm currently in a character acting class, and the assignment was to mimic and copy a outlandish character as best as possible. And I was given the witch / old hag from Enchanted. So my entire drive home, I was going,
Child, I am so glad to see you.
and there was mannerisms. There was, me holding up an apple, all that, just driving down 84, being a witch in the car.
Not the weirdest thing I've heard somebody do in their car in Portland.
Yeah, well, it led to what makes me need emotional support / a back rub.
Okay.
It really hurt my neck playing this witch character. Like, my neck really hurts today. And I was like, oh, what? Why? Oh, because I'm crouched over, be like,
Oh, but you must hurry.
like,
Yeah.
I don't know how these wicked witches do it.
Did you wear the Speedo coat?
I wore the Speedo coat, yeah. So
Good.
In class when I'm doing this scene, I did not have a cape with a hood available to me. So I brought in our Speedo swim coat that has a hood, and I wore that with an apple in my pocket. And you know what? It worked.
Crushed.
It worked.
Good work playing the old hag. And no, I'm not calling her that.
Hey, it's me, the old hag.
That's what her character was called.
It was really funny because when I was laying in bed, and John and I were just like talking before we went to sleep, I was like, dang, it's really hard for me to not just bust out the old hag's voice right now. Like, I really wanted to be like,
Good night, Johnny.
I think you should have. I think you stand in the doorway pretending to be her and then just slowly open the door and see what he does. And then he'll freak out.
Child.
I think it'd be really funny.
who is that?
Yeah, but I also think the dogs would probably lose
Oh my
their
gosh.
itch, so maybe
They wouldn't.
don't do
They would
that.
not like that.
Wow. No, I was very impressed by your witch impression. I was her stand-in for Giselle,
Yep.
and she transformed right in front of my eyes.
Yeah. I tried. I really did. I watched
did a
it
great job.
over and over and over again. It was pretty fun.
I loved it.
Yeah, it was a fun assignment. It'll
Good.
be interesting to keep exploring and playing in this class because we're going to be doing accents in this class.
Hell yeah.
And I'm not very good at accents. So I hope that this class will help me learn how to do a good one. I don't know which one I'm going to choose, but it should be fun.
I love that. Well,
better watch out.
You're already on your way. Listen to that witch voice.
Yeah, that's my
Accent
my
number
resume. Dialects, yes. Wicked. I can play a wicked witch.
Yes.
I have a great voice for being a scary old hag.
So they think you can sing like Alpha,
Oh,
and
God.
then you're getting roles like that. Then you're like, wait.
And I'm like,
You're like, I've been typecast incorrectly.
I'm like, no, not that. No, not Wicked not Wicked the musical. Wicked as in scary.
Scary old folklore.
What's that thing where it's like, wait, no. Why? Oh, it's what you said last week. dead man.
Oh, yeah. Dead man tell no tales. From Pirates of the Caribbean.
I want to smell the bromine.
Oh, that ride. We have to get back. I need to get back as soon as possible. ASAP Rocky. Let's roll. Another thing that brought me emotional support this week, which leads into my next thing that rounds back to that, is that I went to Caleb Heron's live podcast taping last night. I don't know that they actually were taping it, but they're just doing a tour. And it was probably one of the funniest nights of my entire life. It was so well done. His physical and verbal comedy skills combined are unreal. Like, there's something about, it's like the comedy flows through his entire body and every mannerism. It was just so well done. But at one point they were talking about 9/11, and then they said, did you know that you had to start paying for your baggage at 9/11? Which I did know. It was a very mixed response in the room. They did a poll. Did you know that?
I don't know what you mean by this.
Like, checked bags didn't cost anything. You could just bring bags onto the plane before 9/11.
Wait.
And then after 9/11, that was an opportunity, I guess, for the airlines to charge for bags.
They used 9/11 as a business opportunity?
Correct. Just knew that was a part of, like, the security rollout after. But then I was really thinking about it, and I was like, that feels like that's a fucked up way to respond.
How advantageous of them.
I know.
I never thought about that.
I'm telling you.
Wow.
It was disturbing discovery. But anyways, Caleb was amazing, and it really excited me about the idea of improv. So we really do need to take that class.
I've been saying that. Oh, you're agreeing with me. Okay, yeah.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying it reignited my fire even more for that, because it was like a master class in improv.
Can I just like sneak you into my Sunday classes?
Yes.
They start in like a week and a half. I'm just going to sneak you in.
Oh, let's just be two people in a trench coat.
I have always wanted that.
And they'll be like, whoa, this lady is so tall.
I'll be like, please don't talk about my height.
Yeah, I'd be like, I'm actually really uncomfortable with it.
Please don't.
That's the one thing that's off limits in my improv. My height.
And then we fall.
Yeah, and then we fall, and then I choke again.
Stop, Tori. I don't want that. I've been shaken.
I have too. It's okay.
I don't like that.
I've been shaking. I've been shaking.
Wee.
I have a really funny story that I just remembered last night that I wanted to bring back to your memory, because I'm pretty sure you were present for this. Do you remember the 21st night of September? No. Do you remember? Let me set the stage. Forever 21.
I remember Forever
Washington Square Mall.
Green doors.
Off 217. Across from Jared's.
No.
I'm so sorry.
Shaneco. Oh my. Tori.
I think Shaneco closed.
Tori, that just made me so mad.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. It's Shane Company. Now you have a friend in the diamond business. Off 217 across from the Washington Square Mall. Open Mondays and open Monday through Friday till 8, Saturday and Sunday till 5. Online at shaneco.com. Now you have a friend in the diamond business.
If you're a local, you know that commercial. I'm so sorry to Shane. I didn't mean to.
And the whole company.
I didn't mean to misinterpret you as Jared. Anyways, okay. Forever 21. Washington Square Mall. Beautiful marble staircase. Yeah. Do you remember me falling down it with a Jamba Juice in my hand? I did. Jamba Juice everywhere. People, onlookers, bystanders, just watching me as you and Kayla are trying to attempt to help me to get to stand up. Also, your reaction, though, let's just say Reed's empathy has grown, or her reaction to embarrassment, because the way she jumped in to help me with the Heimlich was so loving. And this situation, her and Kayla were like so mad at me for falling. And I was like, I didn't mean to. It was my damn Target flip-flop.
I think I ran away.
I think you did too, and Kayla stayed.
Yeah, actually, I think that I ran to the food court because I was like, I'm not dealing with this.
And I was like, thanks a lot. Not thanks a lot, Rachel. Thanks a lot.
Oh my god.
But yeah, razzmatazz Jamba Juice everywhere, all over the stairs.
I do remember.
Also, what?
And you hurt your back.
I did.
I do remember, like, you had like a gash in your back, but I think I was so uncomfortable and embarrassed. I ran. I'm
You
so
couldn't deal.
sorry.
It's okay because you made up for it.
Oh, that's
But
full circle.
I just remember being really mad too because we were like 15 and I didn't have any money and we spent like $5 on a Jamba Juice and then it went everywhere and I embarrassed myself. I think I also later got stuck in a dress in the dressing room. I think that was that same trip, but you guys weren't in the dressing room, so I had to ask the attendant to help me, and I had no shame about it. I said, I've already left all of my shame on those marble stairs. You might as well come in here and help me.
That's so funny. Oh my God.
But I was joking with Hallie as we were leaving the concert because there was like a mass exodus. You have to walk down the stairs in this venue. And I was like, what if I just fell right now? And she was like, I think I would keep walking.
Okay, well, also talking about Tori falling.
Oh,
Here,
I do this
I got two. I got two for you. One, snowy day. Tori and I are walking down the front steps of the house, and I go, "Hey,
what were we walking to? Oh, we were walking to a So Far show.
Yeah, we were going to a So Far show, and I go, "Hey, Tori, be so careful. These steps are so, so slippery." And literally, I said that, and she just whoop, down this
all the way
stairs.
down, like 4 stairs.
And then I was like, oh my God, are you okay?
And then John comes running out of the house and he's like, what's happening? He thought something like really bad happened. And he was like, are you okay? Did you break anything? And as soon as I confirmed I was fine, he also started laughing really hard. And then I just was like, do I still go? But you know what? I rallied.
She persevered.
I really rallied, but somehow I walked away from that situation 0 bruises. Oh my God, I've done this another time.
Yeah, I was going to bring up the other one. So then the other one. Oh, what?
When I was in Turkey?
Oh, yeah, that. Well, guess which one I'm thinking of.
What?
Another time. There was a time where during the pandemic, Tori and I went over to my parents' house.
Oh my God.
And sat in their hot tub, socially distanced from each other. And when Tori was getting out.
But also, like, right before, we sat in there for like 4 hours and had such a deep conversation too. So like the mood was just like.
Yeah, it's very like sombering, deep conversation. And then Tori's getting out of the hot tub and she just eats shit.
I fell directly onto my kneecap. Directly onto it.
It was so scary. And I was like, I wanted to help you, but it was at the time where like you didn't like touch people or like go near people. Yep. And so I was standing at the top, like standing in the hot tub looking down at her on the ground. And I was like, Tori, are you okay? Are you okay?
You also just kept going, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And then you just threw a towel on me.
Oh.
And I just remember rolling around and I was laughing so hard so I didn't puke. Because that, you know, that like when you jam your pinky toe really bad in your your stomach. And I was like, I think I shattered my kneecap. But they have like stone pavers, so I slammed fully onto a stone on my directly on my kneecap.
But guys, don't worry, she didn't slam. She didn't shatter her kneecap.
I didn't. So, but the panic in which was in Reed's face. I can picture you still. I'm laying on the ground and I'm laughing hysterically and holding my knee and rolling around. And you had the towel and you're like, okay, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? I would have loved if you had the same response you did on Friday. Hello! Up to your parents' window.
Does anybody know the fucking Heimlich?
I didn't have any food in my mouth.
Jeez.
But yeah, that was a pretty wild situation. And then marble staircase again. I was in Turkey. I was in Kuşadası on the coast right after junior year of college on a study abroad thing. And I had brought Target sandals with me, and they were my favorite shoes.
You got to stay away from those.
They were a great basic. Can we talk about also how hard it is to find a good classic sandal as a woman these days? Anyways, walk in, feeling so cute. We're going out to dinner. I'm walking down this staircase that for some reason was marble in this hotel. All of a sudden, completely lose my footing. The sandal, like the toe of it had bent and caught on the stair I just was coming off of. Full tumble. I blacked out for 2 seconds. We did a concussion test. I was fine. Fully, down 12 stairs into the lobby of the hotel. Thankfully, no one from my group, because this was before I dated my ex, and we were flirting. I didn't want him to see that. He had not come down yet, thankfully. So I'm just sitting there. There's a kid behind me, and he's like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And then one of my friends was with me, and she was like, "Okay. Can you see me? Is everything fine? How does your head feel?" Like, all these people are questioning me, like everyone who was there. And I remember just laying there, and all I went was, "Damn it, my sandals!" Because I had looked down, sandal broke.
Not the Target sandals.
So I go, "Don't mind me," and I run upstairs. I'm like, I have to change my shoes. Come back like nothing happened. Apparently that's a theme of mine.
Yeah.
Nothing happened. Go to dinner. Next day, wake up, full forearm bruises. I looked like someone beat the shit out of me.
The stairs.
Yeah, my arms and legs. Okay, also it's summer, so I'm wearing like tank tops and shorts. So all out for all of Turkey to see was bruises.
Dang, girl.
I need to watch my feet.
No. Didn't the astrologer say to watch out for your knees?
She did.
I see.
She told me to watch out for my knees, and the thing is, my dad has terrible knees, and so it feels. And she goes, "Yeah, I see something in here. It's a genetic concern as well."
Well, it seems like you've had some issues with your falling.
I know.
What if it's the knees?
Maybe I should just start wearing braces. Should I use crutches to get around?
Please don't.
I'd probably fall even more.
Yeah.
Also,
I feel like they'd be a hazard.
I can't deal with the sensory issue in my armpits.
They have better crutches now.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I guess.
Let's try and not break anything, though. I've never broken a bone.
Knock on wood, Tori.
I knocked on wood, but that feels crazy to say after all of those stories.
I think that's particle board.
Well, I guess, unfortunately.
We gotta be careful.
Yep. I have to put me in bubble wrap.
Okay. You'll be my bubble boy. Sag moon. Don't spit that. Wow.
Yeah, so anyways, thought that would be a fun little trip down memory lane. No pun intended. Okay.
I have a rant.
Please give it to me, because I was going to go on one.
Well, this is my rant.
Okay.
It's just an opinion that I have.
We love opinions around here.
I don't like the direction that society has gone.
Preach it, sister.
I'll say it.
Preach it.
I'll say it with my full chest.
Scream it, girl.
They should not be allowed to sell the same make and model of cars to civilians as cop cars. Because why do I have to drive next to a Ford Explorer and be scared, and then it's just Joe Schmo driving next to me?
This is such a good point. And when they have the racks on top,
yes,
too, I sometimes think it's lights.
Yes.
And not that I'd like to preference, we're not driving super crazy, okay? But
no,
sometimes I want to go more than 10 miles over on the freeway because everyone else is, and I don't want to be worried about it.
Okay, correct. And also, I just always think I'm in trouble. Regardless of what I've done. If I leave a store, I'm afraid that I'm accidentally stealing.
Yes, I have a complex every time I go into a store alone, and they look at me once, and they think I'm suspicious.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm sorry.
I also panic every time I go through airport security, like I have a gun in my suitcase.
And I'm like, I am hiding bombs, maybe?
Yes.
I don't, like, I feel as though I've been severed.
Yes.
And my innie is like, conspiring all these big crimes, and I don't know it.
A severed mob boss.
Literally. And you know what? This all roots back to this one time when I went into do you remember icing, the like more grown-up version of Claire's? I went in there with my mom, and my mom took a scarf that she was looking at, and she threw it over her shoulder as we were then looking at earrings. We walked up, we paid for the earrings, we walked out of the icing, we walked 5 stores down, and my mom went, "Oh my God, the scarf." My stomach dropped.
A criminal.
My heart sank, and from that point on, I felt like I am a criminal. My mother went back, she gave them the scarf back, but it changed me that moment. And so I don't want to see a freaking Ford. I don't want a cop, but I do not want a cop driving a fucking Mustang. Go get in your whatever the cars were that they used to have. Because that's the thing.
The GMC sedan things.
What were those? You don't see them anymore.
Sometimes I see those driving around like people probably got them in a police auction before they upgraded, and those also make me nervous.
But like, why? Like, just stop. You are not allowed to drive a civilian looking car to then make these civilians look like cops as well. I don't like it. It makes me upset.
Also, if you have a all black Ford Explorer, navy blue, maybe
change
reconsider
it. Please,
getting a different
can you
car.
get a different car? Because immediately I don't like you. And I can't help it. I'm sorry, I can't help it. But I just feel as though you're trying to make me feel suspicious, and I don't like it. And I feel very aware of how I am driving to a point that's actually not safe for any of us.
I completely agree. Also, thank you for vocalizing that, because I've thought it so many times and I've never said it out loud to anyone.
Yeah.
It's unsettling for no reason.
Not okay. It's really not.
I just want to shortly mention something that I've needed emotional support from.
Yeah, I put
Sunday
it on mine
night.
too. I put this on my list. I know exactly what you're about to say.
Incest plotline, White Lotus.
Yeah. Okay, hold up.
Spoiler alert.
Jump forward, like skip forward
A few times.
We're going to talk about White Lotus. If you're not caught up, you don't want to listen, we'll spoil it. And I'm known for being a spoiler, so I'm warning you, it's not my fault if you get spoiled right now.
But also, we gave you a week and a half.
Yeah.
So I feel good about it.
But what the?
Disturbing.
Mike White, what did you do? Why did you do that?
I put that as part of my note. Was part of my concern this week is Mike White's brain. I know he has a writing staff. I know it's not just him. But I'm disturbed that got greenlit.
I think like when you think about it though, it's the most emasculating thing that could possibly happen to this super masculine character who we've all grown to hate.
Yep.
So I don't know. I will say
if it would have happened to a character I like, I would have been upset. You're right.
Yeah. 2 weeks ago, we said, wow, Patrick Schwarzenegger, he really is making us hate him. Da 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 da. And we're like, he's probably the guy in real life. He's not like this character at all. He's probably a great actor. I can now confirm he is a phenomenal actor. Holy smokes, Patrick Schwarzenegger, your face
he changed.
Like the amount of shame and embarrassment and regret on his face. Brava.
Yeah.
Just immaculate performance. Great job.
Was it you I was talking to, or was this Hallie last time? We were talking about like just filming that scene.
Oh, that was me.
Yeah, would give you such a feeling of shame and embarrassment. Like it would be so uncomfortable. Like we also were talking through like we don't really know the logistics of how they did that, but like that in itself would almost aid itself well to the feeling as the character.
Yeah, because you're like filming this really uncomfortable thing, and so it's like, okay, use that discomfort and embarrassment.
Yep.
To channel it.
Yeah. But Hallie and I, my sister and I, were talking last night about that whole scene, and we both agree that we're pretty sure the younger brother fully remembers all of it and did it on purpose, knowing that his brother was on drugs.
You think?
Yeah, I think there's a twisted side to that character. I think he's pretty messed up.
But he didn't remember that happened until he meditated. Remember, the younger brother? He didn't remember, and then he went to the meditation place, and he finally stilled his mind, and then all of a sudden he was remembering, and then he got all flustered and ran out.
I don't remember that part.
Oh, yeah. So I don't know.
I still think that there's something going on with Lachlan.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. That whole family is pretty messed up.
Because I don't think that any amount of drug could ever make me think, that's a great idea.
Well, that's what the girls said. The two girls, they're like... Wow, I don't know what drugs I'd have to take to be able to do that.
Correct. So there's something living in both of those characters that convinced them this is fine.
So disturbing. I hated every second of it.
But it was good. But also, do you want to share your theory on who you think the killer is?
Yeah, I'm going to say this and put it out there because I think it's a great theory, and I just want to make sure it's documented in case I'm correct.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Every season of White Lotus thus far, the killer, it's always such a crazy shenanigan that's like accidental, and ridiculous. I believe that the gun, whether it's the one that's with the security guard, or there was one in a bag or something like that.
Yep.
I believe there's a gun that a monkey grabs, and I think a monkey is going to be like pow pow pow. Like
I love it.
The sound of the gunshots in the first episode are very like chaotic and don't really have a rhythm to them.
Yep.
So I feel like it's going to be either like a monkey doing that or somebody who's heavily like on drugs. So maybe one of the parents or something, because it just didn't have like a steady rhythm of like boom, boom, boom.
I think it's the mom. Piper, no. Buddhism. I think it's her, because I think that I really like Reed's theory, and then I also think she goes insane without her lorazepam, because the husband's instilling it. She finds out what's actually going on with him, because they've foreshadowed that she said she'd rather not live if they didn't have any money. And then I think she goes haywire.
Yeah.
Finds the gun that the security guard had, or some other gun. There's probably a gun we don't even know about yet. And I think she just, because she's like emotional, is just swinging it around.
That's a really good theory too, because like, yeah, once she finds out like what has actually happened, how crazy would it be if it was the daughter who's supposed to be like all like zen?
I said that to Hallie last night. I was like, what if she cracks?
Yeah, she's like all zen. Why are you zen? Why are you so zen? Why
Maybe
are you?
she shoots the brothers because she finds out what happened.
Ew. I mean, they
Or
had
one
that.
of them shoots each other.
They had that one scene where Saxon was walking, and then the next scene it cut to was the target practice, and where the human looking target was exactly where Saxon was. So that made me go,
Yeah.
is this foreshadowing that he's going to get shot? Is he the one killed? But they do stuff like that with so many different characters that you just never know. But I think one of those brothers has to die, just in terms of you can't live after that situation. Like, how would you live the rest of your life? You would have
Seriously.
complex PTSD. Like,
Yeah.
you like what?
I'd never be able to look at them again in the face.
No,
I don't know how they were just sitting in their bungalow with the family
No, I didn't
making
like
a
it.
smoothie.
I didn't like it. Welcome back to those who fast forward.
Yes,
we
we're
are
done.
done talking about White Lotus. I hope you didn't hear anything if you aren't caught up. Wow, what a wild week we've had. It's
Truly.
been
Truly. Thanks for the strong support and response in the last episode.
We've got some
Thanks for coming
strong
back.
arms around us,
We do.
holding us up
And giving us the Heimlich.
and Heimlicking us forward into life.
That's right. George, Reed's father, did call us right before we started recording. It was serendipitous, and he did say that he's going to try and find us a Heimlich class to take together.
Yeah, he goes, I realized I'm getting older, and that means I'm going to be around a lot more old people. So I would like to take a Heimlich class and CPR class, because, you know, the people around me will likely need that. I was like, okay. I mean, cool.
Yeah.
Great way to be prepared. Thanks,
Yeah.
George, for setting that up.
Statistically, I am curious.
Oh,
There must be
gosh.
something to do with your muscle and your
But then
throat
I
or something.
said, Tori's not that old. She needed the Heimlich.
I said, well, George, it can happen to any of us. Watch yourself. And then he told us about how he choked on corn.
Yeah.
So if you need to emotionally process your choking stories, I sit in solidarity with you. Send them over. I'll listen.
Yeah. Speaking of sending us stuff over, we are going to end today's episode with a little bit of Q&A, questions from our listeners. We sent out a Ask Us Anything request on our Instagram stories, and we will be answering some of the questions that we received. If you don't already follow us on Instagram, please do that. We are My Emotional Support Besties, and we will be posting opportunities to ask us questions, and you too might get a mention during this segment in our podcast.
Interact with us.
Well, here.
We're here to interact, y'all.
All righty, friend. From our listener and good friend, Dana. She's wondering what one of our favorite childhood memories is, both one that's together and one separate.
Oh, jeez. If we're doing childhood,
Yeah, childhood memories.
I think one of my favorites was, I don't know if we already talked about this or not, but Reed's surprise party when she was 11. She thought that we all were at somebody else's birthday party and started crying, and then we had to convince her that we were actually there for her. That was pretty good. That or shoving as many people as we could into your under the stairs cubby and watching the My Scene movie.
Oh my gosh, I was just talking about that today. Wow. I agree. The birthday party one, that surprise party really was a great memory. Me crying, the girled birthday cake.
Yeah.
They got the birthday cake wrong.
Happy birthday, girled.
Yeah.
We did reprise that. I got her a cookie cake last year for her birthday, and we brought it back.
Yeah, they wrote girled on it because my mom was like, oh, yeah, and her name is Reed with a D, R-E-D, and she's a girl. And then they put girl with a D at the end. So it said, happy birthday, girled.
When I ordered your cookie cake, I had to put in parentheses, this is an inside joke.
Good, smart.
So they didn't question it.
Good.
And
That's
like
really
overcorrect
smart.
and just do happy birthday, girl.
Oh, gosh. Okay, let me think of one on my end.
Those are more group activities, though. I feel like I just feel like we did so many random shenanigans.
This is also a group activity, but I really loved in 5th grade, me and Tori were part of a group in class where we wrote a script for a play.
Gosh, yes.
And the play was kind of based on Lost and Survivor, and there's a lot of different just like tropes in it, and we had a lot of fun doing that.
We did. Like, we wrote a full script.
Yeah.
And the timing was good. We even wrote in like blocking notes. I mean, we knew what we were doing.
We did. We had costumes too.
Yep. It was really good.
Our dumb blonde character, played by the one and only Nicole. Shout out, Nicole. She was obsessed with bananas.
Yep.
And I don't know why that was the thing. We just thought it was so funny that she was like really obsessed with bananas. And then when we finally got saved from this island, we ended up at a mall, and she goes, oh my God, Banana Republic. And she ran off.
So funny.
Off stage, came back on stage in a full banana costume. And
she also highlighted her hair with a yellow highlighter.
With a yellow
highlighter. That's, how you got
that's right. She's like, oh, I highlights? Wow.
It's really good.
I don't remember what our characters were, though.
I can't either.
I remember I was mean.
I don't remember mine.
I think I was like a mean, bossy person.
God, I wish we had a copy of that.
Why don't we have that script? Okay, individual favorite childhood memory. 6th grade clap out.
Oh my God, yes.
So our elementary school, on the last day of school for 6th graders, everybody in the school lined up on the walls and put their hands out, and each student individually, they'd be like, Reed Emerson, and you'd run from the classroom out to the front of the school and clap everybody's hands, and they'd shout and scream for you. And it was super epic for me because not only was it like, yeah, like we're graduating from elementary school, clapping everybody's hands, but then my family was out front, and then we left for Disneyland. And it was...
I do not remember you going to Disneyland
yeah,
after that.
I went to Disneyland right after that. We went to the airport and went to Disneyland, and it was
Did you know you were going?
Yeah, I knew I was going, but it was really...
Wow.
Really awesome.
That's iconic.
Yeah.
Best childhood memory. I mean, something I can think of right now, Christmas, 7th grade year. So I had just turned
12, 13.
12 or 13. I can't remember how old I was in 7th grade because I'm young for our grade. Anyways,
12.
doesn't matter. And I remember opening a like full like t-shirt box wrapped, and a flip phone was in there.
Oh my
and being
gosh.
psyched as hell. And the way that my parents played it off, like I was not getting one. Like my mom acted so good because I remember having an argument with her like 2 days before, and I was like, I need one, Mom. Like I need to have it when I'm at school. I need to have it, all this stuff. I also just like had severe anxiety as a child, so I think part of it too is being fueled by like the paranoia and catastrophication of not having one, and just I was a child and I wanted one. And I remember her just being like, I'm not getting you one. Drop it. And then 2 days later,
Hey.
a blue little flip phone was in there. And I just remember that being like a pivotal moment of like growing up.
The world is your oyster. You can call
I just
people.
felt so connected and cool. I remember that being like a moment of true elation.
That's amazing.
And now I wish I could go back to a flip phone because I have an addiction to
I
my
agree.
smartphone.
That also made me think of something that actually is one of my very favorite memories of us together, which I don't know how we haven't mentioned this on the pod yet. But when Tori and I were in 7th grade, all of our friends had phones. We did not have phones. So we had a lemonade stand. And we raised $75 at this lemonade stand.
It was popping.
We were entrepreneurs, and we went to go. Oh my gosh. I wonder if we can find these online. We went to Target and we bought these walkie-talkies that look like flip phones. And supposedly they had a really far range and distance that they were supposed to work, which would have been the distance between our houses.
Yep.
So we were like, yeah, we're going to get these and it's going to be amazing. We're going to get to talk to each other all the time. We earned the money. We worked hard for it. We went and bought them. We tried them. They didn't work.
We were a little too far.
We were too far. What did we end up doing? So then we returned them. What did we do? We each had $35. We had walkie-talkies. We had like the good ones, but I don't think we used
Did we buy
those.
new ones again?
I can't remember if
Like different ones?
Yeah, if we then bought like not cute ones or something. I just don't remember
either. I had walkie-talkies in elementary school. That's what my mom would use.
Yeah, when you'd go to school.
Because I'd walk to school.
Oh, you
and
did
then I
say
would be
this.
like, then I'd be like, over and out and put them away. So I had those.
I think maybe actually I bought some Littlest Pet Shops with the $35.
We might have bought like My Scene dolls or something.
I think we just like
them.
bought
oh my God,
fun
Littlest
stuff.
Pet Shop. We used to go ham. We were feral for those.
I was addicted to them.
They're so cute.
They smelled
wow,
so good.
I can still smell it as you say it, and I can like feel them in my hand.
I want to smell a Littlest Pet Shop. The new ones aren't the same either. They're not the same. All right, next question. This one comes from great friend of the pod, a real hype woman, Mackenzie.
Oh, we love her.
She wants to know about the most awkward / embarrassing experience that's happened to us together.
Ooh. Choking.
Choking in front of
as of
everybody.
Oh, together. We don't get embarrassed super easily, except for Reed and Forever 21, apparently.
Oopsies.
That's a really good question.
I don't know if we have, I mean, other than the choking situation.
I know.
I'm trying to think of like a time when we were embarrassed. Have we ever been embarrassed together? Aside from choking?
I don't know if we have. There's probably things that happened that we should have been embarrassed by, but we weren't.
Or awkward.
It's hard because we riff so much that we just turn it around on its head, you know?
Yeah.
I guess it could be recent too. I don't know why I'm going all the way back.
Maybe something. I don't know if I've ever felt
true embarrassment.
No, I've
Not
definitely
with you.
I've been embarrassed in my life.
Yeah, but usually only as myself. I think we're too emotionally supportive of each other to be embarrassed.
I think that's why you're my emotional support bestie, because like when I'm with you, I just don't feel like I can be embarrassed.
Yeah, it feels like a cop out, Mackenzie, but I think that's legit. Like I cannot think of anything.
I really can't. I wish I could. Maybe we need to get out in the world and be embarrassed more.
I think we just accept things as, well, did it for the plot, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like when we're together, then it's just funny. Like anything that would be embarrassing or awkward just becomes hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can think of one thing. I wasn't really embarrassed by it, but it's funny to think of. One time.
I just thought of something. I'm sorry.
Oh, I can't wait. One time we went to a bar It's now called Jackie's, but it used to be, what was it, Century Bar. And at one point you were like, I think this was with you. You were like, lay on the ground.
Yeah, that was me. I told you to
lay on the ground. And I was like, what? And you were like, just go lay on the ground. I was like, all right. I fully like was doing snow angels on the dance floor in this club. And I just laid there, Reed's standing back, laughing, cackling at me. The rest of the people in our group were like, why is this happening right now? Security had to come up and they were like, get up. And I was like, why are you gonna make me get up? Also, we were not intoxicated. Okay, we maybe had one drink,
You know,
but this
we
was
had
just
we had
fun.
nachos.
We did have nachos.
We used to get to the bar early because if you got there early, like you could actually get in to like where the hip happening
have a
stuff was.
seat.
You could have a seat. You ate your nachos, and then they had
DJs
what's the thing that when you pay to get in?
cover charge. Yeah, you'd miss the cover.
You'd miss the cover charge, and it was great. I thought of a time of embarrassment, but
Okay.
I think it's mainly like I was embarrassed.
Okay.
And it was awkward, but I don't think
But it happened.
you were.
It happened together though, so I love it. Maybe I was, and I just didn't tell you.
It was when we were in Canada.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When we were in Canada, their parking like situation of how you pay to park was really confusing. And we took a lot of time to figure out how to pay to park. We did it wrong, but I paid a bunch of money to park this minivan, Tori's mom's minivan,
That's
in a
right.
parking garage. And then we went out and about, and when we were coming back, there was a ticket on the minivan saying that we didn't park or we didn't pay. And I was so upset because we had paid, and I grabbed it and I kind of just like saw red. Like, I don't know why I felt like, I don't know, just so activated, but there was,
'Cause it was dumb.
there was a cop there, and I was like, hey, we paid. I thought he was the one who just gave us a ticket. So I'm like, whoa, buddy, we paid. What's going on here? I have zero self-awareness, and I have zero awareness at all of what's going on. He was not, in fact, a parking cop. He was a real, well, okay, not saying that parking cops are not real cops. I don't know.
Well, he was like a part of the police force. He wasn't like parking security.
Correct. And he was actually there because a family had their car broken into, and he was helping them. And I'm over here like, hey, we paid for parking.
And he
What's
was,
this?
Didn't he say he was like, there's a number on the ticket, you can call them, I can't do anything about it? And he's like, I'm gonna need to help these people. And
Yeah.
you're like, fine.
And then I was like, oh, fine. Okay. And everybody that I was with, including Tori, was very embarrassed, which is ironic because I don't like to talk to strangers. Like, I'm not somebody that like goes out of my way to be like, hey, excuse me, can you help me with this? Or like, hey, I got the wrong order, like things like that. But for some reason, all of a sudden, I think it was because I was driving a minivan.
Mm-hmm.
I felt as though I needed to take care of business. I turned into a Karen. And I was very embarrassed by it. And I'm sorry to that family. I'm sorry to that police officer. I don't know what
Mountie.
came over me.
Are they all called Mounties?
Oh,
Or
he's a
only for the
Mountie up
ones on
north.
the horse?
Probably the only ones on the horses because like you're mounting a horse.
That feels fair.
All right. And our next question
Can't wait.
comes from Melissa. And this question is, ever dealt with a friendship breakup? So hard, especially when they ghost you.
Girl, that's not a true bestie.
No.
I can't imagine ever ghosting Reed.
Oh my God. If you ghosted me,
I think I'd question a lot of things about life, and I would not be well.
I would want to turn into a ghost.
I think I would think, oh, I've experienced my first heartbreak, but then that would be it.
Yeah.
That's deeper than the first cut.
Yeah. That's,
So please don't do that. Thank
don't ever do that.
you. I have, but I
Mhm.
initiated it, and it was an actual conversation where I said we're no longer going to be friends. So I have not been ghosted by a friend, and that's extremely hurtful and rude, super inconsiderate, and let's be grown up. So I'm
And,
sorry
like,
that happened.
I'm super sorry that happened. And also, that's some good evidence of somebody you probably don't want to be a friend with. If they can't have a conversation with
Seriously.
you, if they can't have a constructive conversation with you,
Yeah, they
then
didn't respect you
they
enough
are,
to.
no. And you deserve better. And I think, yeah, you deserve better.
I mean, at least send a freaking text and say, hey, I'm feeling like I can't be in your life right now.
Yeah.
I don't even have to give a reason, but at least give a little bit of an explanation. Like, geez.
I've had those situations before where, you know, either me or the friend has said, hey, right now I just like can't be a good friend, or like I need a break. And you know what? It hurts in the moment, but if you have a really truly strong friendship, you come back together and you realize, oh yeah, that was actually really healthy for us.
Yep. I mean, because the thing is, like, I think if you were calling them a friend too, like you had a vested interest in each other and had been spending time together, like that warrants an acknowledgement. So
yes.
That doesn't make any sense to me. And I think people think they can get away with that with friends because it's not a romantic relationship. Like they feel like they can just slowly fizzle out with no acknowledgement. And I'm here to say, if you fully intend to never spend time with that person again, you've already had a vested period of time in that person's life. Say something about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know that's really hard. I don't like conflict. It's a lot easier said than done, but I've done it and I felt better as the person saying, I don't have an interest in continuing being your friend because we're not seeing eye to eye on a lot of things. I felt better walking away from that going, I feel like I was very clear. I don't think there's anything else to sum up after this. Now, if we run into each other too, it's not this weird, like, oh my God, I haven't heard from you in forever. It was like, we ended on very respectful terms. Move it on.
Yeah.
So you know what? Screw that person.
Yeah. Boo.
Because that's just not being
that's rude.
A kind and considerate person. And honestly, I would rather have someone even like be mean to me and tell me why they don't want to be my friend than say nothing at all.
Yeah.
I would rather them give me the feedback.
Yeah.
You know?
Hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
But at least you're being honest.
Yeah. Exactly.
What is that saying? I'd rather be hurt by the truth than happy by a lie.
Yeah, I don't want to be ignorant.
No, I want to know the truth.
Yep.
So, thanks for the question. We're sorry that happened to you and you deserve better. Final question for today's episode comes from friend of the pod, Omar.
Ayo.
Hi, Omar. And the question is, would you rather be able to talk to animals or speak all human languages?
Speak all human languages because I like the mystery of an animal's brain.
That's genius. Yeah, I almost said the animals, but now that I think about it, I would rather just not know what. Like, I'd rather not know what they're saying to me.
Yeah, because I think that, like, I've been asked that question too before, like, would you want to, if you could read minds, would you want to?
No.
I think some mystery is needed in life. I think I don't need the emotional turmoil of that. And I like to believe that all animals are just living in bliss.
I know, and I don't want, a little bit of yawn. I don't want, what if my dogs would, like, buy a Cybertruck?
Yeah, like in their head, they're like, when is my MAGA leash gonna arrive?
Yeah.
And you're like, sorry, sweetheart.
I don't want to know that. My dogs, they're leftist.
Also, the thing is, too, like, another way to flip that is that I think animals are superior to humans. And so I also think I would just feel even more inferior than I already do in their presence.
Oh.
If I had their thought. I just don't think it would warrant anything.
I mean, it would be great to know, like, how you can better take care of them and stuff. I think a lot less people would eat meat if they were talking, which would be great. But yeah, I'm going to choose. I would love to speak all human languages. That'd be so cool.
I also just love people. And so I think the connectivity piece of it too, and just like my desire to travel, like that I would just be like, I'm going to go anywhere and not be the dumb American who can only speak English and chose to not learn the language before I showed up.
I really need to learn another language. I also, I'm thinking again about the animal thing. And like, I don't want to be crying to Corduroy and Ruby and have them be like, suck it up, bitch.
Yeah.
Why are you crying every day?
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. I'm going to choose to live in a little bit of ignorance with animals.
Yeah, I like to think that they're like, we are here to take care of you. We love you. I don't know.
And I think a lot more good
Oh, yes.
could come from me learning every
Every
if other
language.
people learned other languages, there would be a lot more humanization of other cultures. If I learned to speak, and maybe some animal rights activists will disagree with me, I don't really know what I'm going to do with that one.
Oh, well, maybe if I could talk to an octopus.
But they are apparently really smart.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. And dolphins.
I mean, true.
I could learn to speak to the animals. You could learn all the human languages, and together we'd have both skill.
And we just travel the world together and talk to animals and humans.
While we are two people in a trench coat.
Perfect. Combined efforts. I like that answer.
Yeah. That's our answer, Omar.
Final
Thank
answer.
you for the question.
What is we're splitting it down the middle?
Yeah. We are both taking one of the options.
I love it. Yikes. I got to learn some more languages. We're going to go study up on Duolingo.
Duolingo doesn't work.
I mean, I guess if you can't stop there, right? You got to use it.
I did it for 600 days. And all I can say is, hola, me llamo Reed.
No, I mean, like, you got to, obviously, immersion is the best way to.
Yeah.
So if you were doing that while living in Mexico, maybe. We did it, friends. We made it to episode 7.
This is episode
I'm
8.
so sorry. Episode 8. I'm still stuck on the fact that episode 7 came out.
Do you think
this
we'll
week.
be curmudgeonly? Is that how you say that word? Curmudgeonly?
Curmudgeon-y?
Do you think we'll be curmudgeon-y old ladies one day? Or are we going to?
No.
Oh, okay, good.
I think we're just going to be speaking the truth.
I agree.
But I don't think we're going to be mean.
Some people might think it's mean, but it's just called honesty.
Yeah, I think we'll be honest, but really funny.
And
Witty, honest people.
And scene.
Yes. I think we're going to be doing skits.
Beep, beep,
Skits with the kids, with the gen, whatever that'll be. When we're old. How old?
Well,
It's alpha, beta.
alpha, beta, zeta. There's no zeta.
Alpha, beta, zeta.
Alpha, beta, chi.
Yep.
Eta.
So gen chi.
Eta, epsilon.
Gen delta.
Oh, I forgot delta. Alpha, beta, chi, delta, eta, epsilon, upsilon.
Oopsie. Epsom salt bath.
If you want to...
If you want to learn the Greek alphabet, look it up.
Don't ask me. All right. If you also would... Okay, just let me try it again. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to say is... I'm going to say... Thanks.
Thanks for being a friend.
Thank you for sending in your questions. If you'd like to ask us questions for a future segment of Q&A, please follow us along on Instagram at My Emotional Support Besties. And please give us a 5-star rating on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts. And please, we just got an email.
Ooh.
Please share our podcast with your friends.
Please.
We're trying our very best. We're really trying.
We're trying to reach the masses.
Yes.
We have a small but mighty group of very loyal followers, and I think that if you're loving it, your network's going to love it. So
we want to give them some emotional support.
Yeah.
And we love you all. We hope you have a great week. We will be talking to you next week. And that's all for now, folks.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Child.